Good morning, Zio here, and Martha is dead. Yeah, so that's a game I just learned that existed. So we've got headphones on because we're going to listen to something. Grab yourself some coffee, sit back, relax, and let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, so. My bad. It's early. I mean, technically it's kind of late. But anyway, either way, I should really get to bed. I gotta work in the morning. But apparently, Martha is Dead is a horror game coming out, and it is being censored by PlayStation. Or it's being censored for PlayStation release. So we're gonna go through this real quick. We're gonna actually watch a little bit of this trailer as well, so you can see that. But let's talk about the actual news real quick. But apparently Martha is Dead publisher Wired Productions took to Twitter to explain that as per Sony's request, LKA had to modify the experience on the PS5 and PS4 versions of Martha is Dead. The resulting changes have unfortunately rendered some elements of the game no longer playable. And that's a damn shame. Anyway, after 4 years of passion and hard work, developer LKA now requires extra time to finish these unplanned changes. The game will still launch digitally February 24th on the PS4 and the PS5. However, the physical game will have to be delayed to a not yet disclosed time. And the PC and Xbox versions of Martha is Dead will be unaffected by these changes. So, again, Sony is hurting themselves, it looks like. So let's bring this up real quick. But yeah, it seems like Sony is deciding they want to shoot themselves in the foot and censor a horror game. So I have no idea why they're censoring it, though, right? So I had to take to the internet to try and find out. And I found, I think, 3 people talking about some kind of scene where apparently somebody takes off another person's face, right? And uses it as a disguise. And that seems to be, I guess, since there's not a definitive thing, like they haven't come out and said it, at least it's in this and I missed it, with sensitive depictions in play, consistently communicating to the media since the game was announced. The contents is also flagged clearly and representative or repeated within the game itself before play begins. So, you know, your trigger warnings before you boot up the game, right? It is with regret that we have had to modify the experience, blah, 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 over the past 4 years. Still launched digitally. We anticipate this to only be a small number of weeks. Our physical edition will still contain bonus content of double-sided poster, tarot card, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, so... And that's where we at. It's speculation, by the way, the scene, because I didn't find anyone actually with definitive, and they actually had to say, well, this is kind of speculation, right? But yeah, this is the trailer. We're going to sort of glance at it. It's about 2 minutes 18 seconds long. We're not going to watch the entire thing, of course, but you know, it will be linked down below for you to look at your own leisure.
Find that story scary.
Okay.
But one day, in a fit of jealousy, the man drowned the young woman. Too much love brought. This is something where he had killed his beloved. Eternal suffering. Only the life of
I'll never get used to it.
You never get used to that kind of pain. But those in great pain can attempt.
Alright, here we go. Some actual gameplay.
Great pain can attempt to evoke the lady through a dark ritual and magic of the tarot. As the lady knows their suffering all too well, she could show them pity. Or she may not.
Okay, so this is a bit of gameplay. There's actually gameplay trailers out there. So Martha is Jad gameplay. Grab one of those real quick. 11 minutes of gameplay, sure, why not? Just out of curiosity, let's take a look at these graphics, because this is something I was curious. And it doesn't look like anything different than what we see in this current gen. It's not like hyper realistic or anything like that. You clearly can tell you're playing a game. Yeah, that's what I thought, right? So while I was looking for the trailer, I ran across this video. This is what actually kind of was like, okay, I need to go ahead and just record this. Don't go looking for this person. This video is not going to be listed down below or anything else like that. So don't do any of that. But the title was something made me had to check it out, so I watched the whole thing. It's Martha's Dead is getting censored on PlayStation for a good reason, right? And that was the first one, and then I found two others where people speculated that apparently it's being censored because there's, I guess, a portion with face and taking it off of somebody and using it as a disguise or something weird like that, right? Something that seems that would fit in a horror filled game, right? And apparently that is too much. Like, what I took from that one video and the others was it was too realistic, right? It felt too realistic, and they censored it for good reasons, right? That's a good reason to censor it. But I've seen the Saw movies. Like, I think I've seen every single Saw movie at this point. I'm not like this huge fan of the Saw movies or anything like that, but I have seen them, and I've seen a lot of modern day horror. In my opinion, a lot of modern day horror, very few movies out there actually do it well. Most of them immediately gravitate to super gore and, the jump gore kind of things. And, as fine as they are, they're not that great in my opinion. It's when a horror movie moves past it's got to be gore to be all the horror stuff. It moves past that and does something more along the lines of the psychological or something like that, that really, does it for me, I guess, is the best way to put it. But the point I'm making is, if that's the worst thing that Sony looked at and was like, yeah, we're going to have you cut out this entire section of your game because we can't have that. Go watch the Saw movies. Like seriously, it's a video game, for one, okay? And in the Saw movies, you can see people get their torsos cut, entrails out. You saw there was the guy who was in that one thing that had him up and twisted and contorted every one of his limbs. You have the scene where the dude gets crushed completely and all this other stuff. I mean, heck, Final Destination does some decent gore scenes as well, like the guy who gets flattened by glass and sprays everywhere. I mean, yeah, it's already been done and it's worse. The Walking Dead has the Whisperers, right? And they essentially will carve up the dead and wear them as a disguise to blend in with the dead, if I remembered that correctly. That whole thing, it's already been done, right? It has already been done as realistically as you can get it in a live action movies. Lots of them. So if that's the hill that anybody wants to die on, saying that Sony is doing this for a good reason, they can go walk themselves somewhere else, because they have no idea what they're talking about at that point. In my opinion, anyway. But that's about what I got for that. Sony is shooting themselves in the foot. this might be a pretty decent horror game. I don't know. I don't really play a whole lot of horror games. But it might be something to put onto your radar. But if you do, go with the PC or the Xbox version, because the Sony version is, of course, censored, because Sony apparently has decided to do that sort of thing these days. Anyway, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I will talk to you later. See ya!
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, smash that like button, and always subscribe for more. And of course, there are other videos floating around somewhere on the screen, so click one of those and see if you can find something that suits your fancy. Till then, I'll see you later. Bye.